Dave Chappelle was attacked in Los Angeles while doing a live show, and the DA just announced that they will not prosecute it as a felony. He's kicking it over to another office that does misdemeanors. On the surface, that looks pretty bad, but I'm literally waiting for you to tell me if it is bad, like on the law, and to explain it before I get angry. So maybe there's nothing to get angry about. So Adrian, help us understand this.
All right. So I don't really necessarily know what the top prosecutor was thinking about this, because the gentleman had, I believe, a gun replica that contained a knife. He rushed him and attacked him on stage. And it would have been questionable about what he would have done if he weren't, as Dave Chappelle mentioned, clumsy. And it's so hard not to think that this wouldn't be a felony in some way, like he's not presenting some type of threat and potential deadly force that could have been used here, even if there's an attempt there. And I understand we don't want to put more people in the carceral state. At the same time, this is something that seems very calculated, very intentional. And I think it might do a disservice to Dave Chappelle ultimately, because, and I'm definitely not condoning what his crew did, but they beat the hell out of that man. And I really actually expect that man to file a lawsuit against Dave Chappelle and everyone there who was present. And the thought is, when you're going to come back to defend yourself in that lawsuit, as Dave Chappelle and his crew would, they're not going to be able to say this gentleman was committing a felony. They'll be able to say only it was a misdemeanor. And I think that's going to do a disservice at the end of the day. So
I still want more clarity. So I'm going to ask a specific question about that, because look, if misdemeanor means this is not a serious crime, they're wrong. It was definitely a serious crime. And the guy's definitely got to go to jail over it. And Adrian, it's because of exactly what you said there. Dave Chappelle then turned around and said, oh, I'm glad, yeah, we broke his leg, and I'm glad we did, right? He says something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. And when I posted about how, about this decision, a lot of people are like, oh, no, Cenk, it's okay. They already beat the crap out of him. No, but that's what I'm worried about. Lawlessness, where you go, oh, of course the government's not going to protect us, so we have to take the law into our own hands and break his leg. Like, no, that's the wrong way to do it. So what's the difference between a misdemeanor and a felony?
So a misdemeanor is something that is considered of a lower level degree, and it's really what carries the punishment for it. It's any time up to a year in jail, and anything that is a year in jail or more is considered a felony. And so it's just the classification of the crime. And also, too, that whole felony branch will put you into prison. Whereas before then, misdemeanor territory, they might just throw you in jail. That's it. And this gentleman here, again, it was calculated. He had this knife on him that was a faux gun in some way. It just really seemed like this individual was looking to do some kind of harm. And it's just, I really think that, not that the message should be sent, but it kind of needs to be sent, because this was very egregious. And I think that what the prosecutor's probably thinking is what some people have noted to you, oh, well, he already got the hell beat out of him. He got his lesson. But again, I think this is going to end up coming back to Dave Chappelle and the people he was with, and it's going to be harmful to them. And also, other people are probably going to do the same kind of thing.
Yeah, that clarification that it's the distinction is a year or less or a year or more. That to me says plenty. It should definitely be a felony. The guy's got to serve prison time. You can't, guys. We can't have this, man. If people are constantly attacking each other, and now, by the way, there are now new laws that say, hey, you can get out of jail without bail if you're committing misdemeanors. I don't like cash bail. I think it's a terrible idea to punish the poor, the middle class, et cetera. But it's got to be for lower level crimes. But if we're, taking serious assault and putting it in as a misdemeanor and a lower level crime, it's creating absurdities. It's like that case we covered in New York where this guy's assaulted so many people, and then he rubbed his own crap on a woman's face because she wouldn't go out with him. And they were all misdemeanors, and he walked on all of them. No. We can't do that. Progressives are not for lawlessness. That's crazy. And look, if we start getting into vigilante justice, that is terrible for everyone. but particularly for the left wing. The right wing is going to love the idea of everybody becoming vigilantes. This is a disaster. Honestly, I mean, I think Gascon's been so absurd. I'm shocked by it, to be honest with you. It's almost like a right-wing false flag operation. Oh, a famous comedian is attacked in our city. We'll just call it a misdemeanor. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And not even just in our city, in Hollywood, where the celebrities live and thrive. I can't imagine that they're too happy about this, thinking that there is going to be a slap on the hand, given how many individuals are stalkers and they break into the celebs' homes and all these things. What's going to happen then in terms of the prosecutorial efforts? That's really scary. So I think this could impact the DA there in terms of maybe their future, because I know, the law enforcement there already doesn't really care for the DA. So I just don't think this is a wise decision at all. Yeah, it seems really bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying literally that Gascon's a false flag operation. It's not Alex Jones, right? But like, he's acting so absurdly that it makes you think, like, is this a plant? This is insane. It's like a stereotype, a caricature that Tucker Carlson would draw up, and he's bringing it to life. Honestly, there's tons of people on the left in LA that are going, this can't work. This is nuts. Now there's armed security in the streets in front of the shops in different parts of LA. It reminds me of the bad old days when Turkey was having more turmoil, and you'd see armed security in front of everything. No, again, lawlessness and chaos are not our friend. If you're a progressive, you believe in law and order, not be in the old school way of thinking about it, which was, let's just punish random people, minorities, etc. Actual law and order, as in, hey, we have order and things are good and we have justice and law is applied equally, not this madness that we have now. And by the way, these days, I think Dave Chappelle is nuts. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know why he lost his mind. I don't know why he turned into a weirdo right-winger. I watched his specials. Apparently, there's a new show that he's doing. In fact, you saw him. He was doing a live show when he got tackled. And I know someone who went, who is progressive, and was like, it was awful, right? And what his obsession with the trans community is weird. Mm. And that doesn't mean you get to assault them. No, you still protect them. We cannot have this kind of chaos, and that's what these decisions lead to, is this feeling of chaos and hopelessness. It's a terrible idea.
Seriously, and one thing I was thinking is, what if the DA is thinking, well, if I charge him with something that's really low level, he'll be released, and then we won't have to pay his medical bills. It won't be a burden on the state. He's going to go have to figure out how he's going to get health care to fix that, broken everything. Otherwise, I just can't see what the value of this is.
No, it's wrong. Definitely wrong.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.